sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take a family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And yes, I am back in the saddle. Had a week off last week. Appreciate Shelby McCall helping putting together I thought was a great show.
That was a fabulous show.
Some wonderful guests on that. Of course, you recognize that voice popping in as he does on this Saturday morning, and that is our Ron Wong, and this is BW. Bonus Wong.
All right.
He is in here. He was stunned to think that next Saturday is first Saturday. We're moving along here. So
that's good.
Between outdoors fishing and college football, we're both excited now, right?
Yep.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
But good to have Ron in studio, but going to have a lot of fun today. You know, recently, and Ron, we've got some pictures that we posted that Ron was at the event for part of the time. The Mississippi River Monsters Catfishing Tournament was down at the Pyramid on the river, and so we're going to give kind of a wrap-up on that with some of the amazing catches, including over 100-pound catfish.
You know, it was just a matter of time when somebody would weigh one in, especially this time of the year with the water low on the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's going to continually happen. It's just a great, great fishery there on the Mississippi River.
We're going to touch Ron just in a second here, in a few moments, about his fishing in the area. But anyway, Glenn Thomas is going to be with us talking about the Mississippi River Monster Catfish, not only about that event, the big event they had at Helena, and also we'll get around to the new American Catfishing Association that Glenn is involved with. And then, Ron, at 2:30, we got the man himself, Mike Iaconelli.
And
he is going to be on because he's got a new TV show on CBS Sports, and it's pretty cool what Mike has been able to put together. And so we're going to talk to Mike. And then, of course, we're going Mississippi is noted, right, Ron, for crappie fishing. I mean, there's
they have the top lakes in the U.S. for crappie fishing.
From Archipelago, Sardis, Enid, Grenada, and then go on down to Ross Barnett, Lake Washington. But anyway, we're going to talk to Dan Dannemuller and Mike Jones about the new Mississippi Crappie Trail. And you need to go to their website. It's pretty cool. And then we're going to talk, this is that time of the year that we're going to start being hunting starting up. It's gotten cool. November the 7th, we'll be deer hunting here in Tennessee. Some of them's bow hunting right now. But we're going to talk to Rick Carey of Chard, C-H-A-R-D, where they are the company that produces all these things for you, to dehydrators and beef and jerky and all these different kind of things. So Rick's going to be on with us. And we're going to close it out with two of our favorite folks. They're both Marks, and they hit the mark. Mark Manis and Mark Rose. Not necessarily talking about fishing, but we'll sneak that in there. But about a new podcast that Mark is doing through Mark Manis's production company.
Cool.
And it's pretty cool on that personalized. I think Ron, we're going that way with these guys that really want you to see how their life is. Maybe not when they're really fishing, but they hit it hard for 8 months? I mean, these guys 6, 7.
It's about 8 months out of the year,
and then they go hunting and fishing and have a real life. But we'll talk about that. But I know Ron, like me, this is fall finally got here. And
until it warms up again.
Until it warms up again. Well, yeah, but it's still not going to get. I think we're over
86, 88 degrees.
Yeah, I think we can handle that a little bit. But what does it do to fishing?
What's happened is with this recent cold snap we've had, the water temperatures in most of the area lakes are in the low 80s now.
Okay.
High 70s, 79, 78 degrees. On the river, Tennessee River, it's a little bit lower, mid-70s and lower 70s on the water temperature.
Yes.
But what that's done is move the fish. They're starting to move shallow. They're going from their summer haunts to shallower water to feed because that's where the lunch wagon is. The shad are moving into the coves and creeks of all your rivers and lakes. Whether it's bass or crappie, it's all the same. For the bass fishermen, secondary points on major creeks and coves just off of the main lake bodies are excellent right now with the fish moving. Topwater baits are working very well.
Okay.
Whether it's a whopper popper or a sexy shad.
Yeah.
When the fish go down, a thunder cricket is working real well on the fish like that, and swim baits.
Okay.
3 1/4 or 3.75 swim baits by Rage Tail.
Yes.
And a shad color works very, very well now. For the crappie fishermen, what's happening is on the reservoirs especially, they are starting to move off of the ledges. They're starting to move towards the shallower water.
Okay.
And in shallower water, we're talking about
how much?
Where there's cover on flats.
Flats, all right.
On the main lake, and that's what they're doing. A couple of ways to catch them. One is to vertical jig using a whatever kind of soft plastics you like to use.
Okay, all right.
But I got to tell you, there's a jig out there called an eye-hole jig where you can put a piece of, say, a slab bite or a crappie nibble into the eyes.
Okay.
And what that does is it keeps your attractant real close. But those crappie right now on these flats the flat can be 15 feet deep, but the fish are going to be anywhere from 6 to 8 feet deep. Hold the jig still. If they're not biting real well, tip it with a small minnow.
Minnow, okay.
Yep, and they're also catching them long lining using a fin spin crappie bait with a slab curly on them.
Okay.
And doing real, real well. And that's really, really good right now on your I-55 lakes, doing real well. Pickwick, they're starting to get on some of the cover that's buried in the bottom of the coves in 18, 20 feet deep. And the best way to do that is either to cast to them or to vertical jig those fish.
Okay. He doesn't have any notes over there, folks. He's not reading off something that he typed up. It comes out of
no teleprompter here.
No. Not even Shelby. She's not even watching him. So it's pretty cool that Ron is. That's why we have Ron twice. I mean, we need him twice to explain what he said in the first time. But it's good to have him. He's got on his hook shirt. I've got on my Razorback shirt. I almost wore that shirt again, but I said no, not.
Well, I've got so many hook shirts that I've.
Well,
and they're so comfortable.
We're both hook men. That's for sure.
They are comfortable.
We do on today's show. We do want to mention in this early segment some sad notes.
Yes,
because we lost Mr. William Quan,
That's Peanut's father.
Peanut, Harris's, and JJ's father. And, man, just a wonderful man. I mean, he could tell stories. And I remember the first time I took my truck to him, he said, "Don't bring it back again because they don't do trucks." And I said, "Well, one of my engine lights on?" He said, "What you do with that, Mr. Ray, is you just get you some duct tape and you just tape it across that." And I loved the man. And
he lived a long life, 88 years old.
Yes, and the wife passed away last year. But anyway, our condolences go out. Ron's part of that family, and we feel like we are, but to the Quan family. And then just recently, our good friend Buck Gardner lost his wife, Marlene. What a valiant fight she did with cancer, overcame it, came back with it, and it's really
condolences.
Yes, to them. And we also heard recently that Mr. W.O. Fitch, is what I've heard, passed away in Mississippi, North Mississippi, and he's the man that really got me into bird dogs a long time. And so it's been one of those kind of weeks, folks. And my wife and myself were in quarantine for 8 days. But since we had come in contact with a person with COVID, but we are free as a bird.
That's good.
We are positively negative. Okay, that's my phrase when it comes down to it. We're going to have a fun show today. Bill Cooksy's on assignment. We may get Bill later in the show since this is for Saturday, but as I said, this is Bonus One on the Outdoors with Larry Ray. Let's take our first break of the day and come right back and talk catfishing and big catfishing. Right, Ron?
Yeah, okay. Real big.
Real big. We'll be right back.